Let me ask you something. If your wife repeatedly tells you, go get it somewhere else, and you actually take her by the words, you go get it from somewhere else after you seek therapy, try to talk to your wife multiple times so she can just turn around and call you a cheater, a manipulator, a liar. Today we are going to discuss Jonathan Moss's case. Jonathan and his wife obviously did not really communicate as they should have done before they actually have gotten married. Now his wife decided that they're not going to be intimate anymore, even though Jonathan wants to have kids. Arguing back and forth, Jonathan told his wife, I'm going to seek therapy. I'm going to talk to somebody. I'm going to go get some help so we can solve the situation. She has nothing else better to do than calling names. You already know the rest of the story, but here's the thing about it. She tells him to go get it elsewhere, written down the paper. He does, and now she's mad.
Am I the a-hole for cheating on my wife and lying to her after she asked me to stop? Now, I know the title sounds bad, but before you jump down my throat, please listen to the context because I don't feel like I'm wrong. Basically, my wife has decided all around that we're done having intimacy. She found out that she cannot have kids due to a choice she made before we met. That's when I found out, shockingly. Kids, apparently, was the only reason she was willing to have intimacy. I love my wife, and I love being intimate with her. Holding hands, kissing, cuddling, that's all cool. But 5 years without getting the do done? That definitely put a whole toll on our marriage. I immediately posted for advice. I was talking to like almost every single man inside of our church. I even stepped out of the church and started going to counseling and therapy for advice. But literally, no matter how hard I approached it from my side, she would not see the situation from my point of view. Every single conversation would end with her crying and screaming in my face that I was trying to manipulate her emotionally. That was about 2 years inside of our celibacy stunt, and that right there hurt me to my core. I then became a shell of the man that I used to be and decided to just go to work, go home, do the hugging, kissing, cuddling, eating, dating, and
I have to say there's something fishy about the situation. Obviously, Jonathan's wife wanted to have kids, which was the only reason she would be intimate with him. To me, that sounds like she was already using him for her goods. Comes to find out that she can't have any children. I don't know if she just remembered that she can't have any children. I don't even know if she has told Jonathan that. I don't think she did, because he said that he shockingly had found out about it. Here is my issue though. There is no marriage without intimacy. If there's no intimacy going on in a marriage, then there is no marriage. Then those people are just roommates. They're paying bills together, they're chilling together, holding hands and cuddling. Okay, roommates don't really do that either, but it is not a marriage. But we're going to move on to the story because he's about to get into when, how, and where he was able to go get it from somebody else.
whatever she wants. And I fell into the person that she wanted me to be for about 2 years. And then last year, I pretty much snapped. Pretty much, I was looking at the last bottle of lotion that I destroyed and was wishing it would just turn into a girl. And then I went back to therapy. And while I was in therapy, I was like, is there a way I can say what I need to say without being emotionally manipulative? And the therapist said yes. I worked with my therapist to write out a letter where I was not attacking, I was not blaming, I was not putting any type of consequences or anything on anybody. I was just letting my emotions be known to my wife. I legit made sure I didn't say anything that could be misinterpreted. She read the letter. Then she wrote across it in a red Sharpie, go get it from elsewhere because you're not getting it from me. Then she walked out. I legit sat there for about 2 hours doing nothing. I couldn't think. I couldn't like really register what just happened. But then I looked at the paper. And the paper said, go get it elsewhere. So then I took the paper and I went back to my counselor and I was like, hey, so remember we wrote all this out and then she told me to go get it from somewhere else.
Well, apparently Jonathan is the one who is more mature in this relationship, and she's the one who's actually doing the emotional abuse and manipulating. It's not him. Because what did he do? He figured something was wrong. He tried to speak to his wife about it. He was trying to find solutions, and she has nothing else better to do than to turn around and call him names. The man even went to church, couldn't really find whatever he was looking for as far as a solution, and went to go seek therapy. He's changing his ways, the man that he is, so she can be content, but it's still not good enough. So what is a man supposed to do? What is a man supposed to do when he cannot even communicate his thoughts, emotions, wishes, the need to look for a solution to his wife? What is the purpose of a man being married if he cannot even talk about how he feels? This is a very underestimated topic when it comes to relationships, because if we two as a couple don't have a goal together, and if we don't communicate our goals constantly, hey, are we still on the right track? Are we still on the same level? Do you still feel the same way like I do? Then that is not a relationship. On top of that, these two are not even intimate. I really can't blame Jonathan for stepping outside of his marriage, because for one, he tried. For two, she gave him permission. For three, what else is he supposed to do?
And then she told me to go get it from somewhere else. So is this permission that I can go get it from somewhere else? And the counselor said, read it again. And I read it again. And it said, go get it from somewhere else. I was ecstatic. I told myself right then and there, that is what I'm going to do. We are both fairly successful at our jobs. I'm not super attractive, but I'm all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good talker. It took a while, but then I met someone. We started as just friends, but then it became physical. I made sure she knew for a fact I was married, and she did not want a relationship. So the situation was perfect for her because I felt like a no strings attached. My wife then found out because I did not try to hide it at all. One night when I got home, she was crying, and I was like, what you crying for? She immediately asked, are you going to leave me? I said, no. She then asked, are you cheating on me? And I told her the truth. I was getting it from elsewhere. She said, that's cheating. I didn't disagree. I asked her then and there, well, what do you want to do? She said, I gotta stop. I then asked her, okay, well, are we going to pick up our intimacy sessions? She said that I was an irrational asshole if I thought that she would have intimacy with me after I cheated. I said, okay.
Because of side chicks, we live during times where it's going to be very easy for a married man to go get it from elsewhere, just like Jonathan did in this case. But here's the problem though. Doesn't it seem like Jonathan's wife is toxic? She seems like she's kind of hypocritical, because she's the one who's causing all of this drama. He's the one trying to fix the drama, can't fix it because she's not willing to fix it. He gets it from somewhere else, and she causes more drama. Now, how and where is this man supposed to find some peace? Peace for himself, for his mental well-being, for him to go to work, do whatever he got to do every single day, when she is at home just causing more drama that's completely unnecessary. And you know what? In my humble opinion, these two need to get a divorce, because obviously, for one, they're not going to have any kids together, meaning she's going to be unhappy all of the time, even though the reason for why she cannot have any kids now is because of a decision that she had made before these two have gotten married. So really, who is to blame? Who is to blame? See, I don't always want to talk bad about women, and this is not what I do. We need to give women a reality check. Women are so used to getting everything out of a man, especially when they are married. They get upset when something does not go their way. Of course, it is going to be very convenient for Jonathan's wife to stay married to him, because obviously he's probably the one paying the bills, paying the mortgage, doing all of this. Basically, he's a safety net for her. But she's really not stepping up to the plate and doing what she's supposed to do as a wife. Instead of working with the man, she's making everything harder for the man. Like I said, they need to get a divorce and call it a day. And Jonathan needs to go ahead and find somebody else, because he seems to be a solid guy. But this is just my take on the whole situation. Jonathan's video is like about another 2 to 3 minutes long. Let me know in the comment section if you would like to hear a part 2. But nevertheless, I'm really excited to read what you guys have to say about these two situations. Should he move on, or should he still stick with his wife? Other than that, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, or even share this video with a couple of friends. Maybe you know know somebody who's in a similar situation as Jonathan is. Sharing is caring, remember? Other than that, everyone, stay safe in these streets. And of course, and as I always say, tuned for more content. Thank you all so much. Hey, I'm from Germany. Can I marry you?
Yes.